Here we are again on a Friday, the 28th of January, heading into what we call Black History Month, which is a facade, but nevertheless, heading into Black History Month, just 3 days away. But I bring to you, within just 48 hours of Umar Jim Jones Johnson, and how far gone this brother is. If you notice, this brother don't talk anything about saving black boys and HDHD and how to keep them out of the system. Doesn't talk anything. The very purpose of this so-called building was to save young black boys from being put in the system, from being put on chemical pills or medication that will only hurt them. But you really don't see this or hear this from this guy anymore. But what you do hear is a lot of BS. And on top of that, you always hear, get your tickets here, get your tickets there. But on his channels, it's not promoted when he does give these speeches. Because even if he do, which I doubt, even if he do, he's so far gone that he's just not useful anymore. And I think a lot of people are catching on. The bad part is it took people this long enough to catch on. Thank God that I've been blessed with spiritual discernment. But as I always say, the women in the world are the most gullible, even since biblical days. That's what the Bible tells, that it's the women who are easily taken with many fables to make them believe and lead them astray, lead them afar from the truth. It started with our first mother, whom translated in the original name we call Eve in the English. But ever since the creation, it's been the same. It hasn't changed. But people like Umar, Jim Jones, Johnson takes advantage of this. Let's get into what Dr. Umar Jim Jones Johnson's been talking about as of the last 48 hours, if you will.
Peace and Pan Africanism, brothers and sisters. Peace and Pan Africanism. This is Dr. Umar Ifatunde coming to you live and direct, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is the Prince of Pan Africanism, brothers and sisters, coming to you live and direct from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Brothers and sisters, there is something very important about to happen in the history of the United States of America.
And no, it's not a revolution. No, it's not black people uniting and pulling their dollars from all of the consumerism that we do. It's not us uniting and stop worrying about the name brand shoes and the jewelry. None of that. It's not about stop worrying about opening up small businesses that fail 80% of the time and focus on industries to bring our money together. It's not about boycotting those who are non-black in our communities in order that we could flush them out and we could put our money together to buy those properties and reinvent ourselves completely over again. It's not about that, but it's about this.
It's something very significant that is about to happen in the United States of America. On February the 22nd of 2022, on February the 22nd of 2022, the United States of America will experience a Pluto return. On February 22nd of...
Well, he's talking about the planet Pluto. And for some reason, it's just United States. But that's supposed to be universal. But continue.
2022, the United States of America will experience a Pluto return. Let me tell you exactly what that means. For those of you who study astrology and spiritual cosmology, you know that Pluto, planet
I don't know what this guy belief is. He's all over the
which
place.
is the slowest moving planet in our solar system, ruled by Orisha Oya. Ruled by Orisha Oya, the planet Pluto is the planet of destroy and rebuild.
Now, this planet is ruled by another god, Orisha Ua, whatever. So that do not align with the belief in the Bible. Doesn't align with Islamic belief. Doesn't align with Buddha, Confucius, whatever the Indians believe. Not to disrespect, but I don't know right off the top of my head. But the reason why this he's so hard to figure out a lot of times because he's all over the place. He doesn't have a foundational belief. And like I said, the other video, when you don't have a foundational belief system, you're able to try to be a chameleon and appease to whomever, whenever, in order to manipulate. And that's what he is. He's a manipulator.
It is the planet of destroy and rebuild. Some people say death. I don't say death. I say destroy and rebuild. When Mother Oya comes through with her tornadoes, when she comes through with her hurricanes, when she comes through with her typhoons, she comes through.
Now, mind you, a lot of his believers say they believe in God and the God of the Bible. This man is sitting here speaking of something that's contradictory to all of Scripture, but yet they will still follow him, even though God makes it clear that following these type of people, you will be thrown into the lake of fire, but they will still follow him because they do not believe in God. They want to believe in man. If you want to go back to the Old Testament, the same thing happened when, not Solomon, oh my goodness, before David, Saul was made king. And the reason why he was given as king is because the people no longer wanted God as their king, God as their director. They wanted a man that they could see. So he gave it to them. And he said that for this, you will be cursed because you wanted to follow man. You wanted a man in the position that I had held. So that's why those who follow Umar are cursed. And they will fall into the lake of fire. The blind will lead the blind right into the pits of hell. They chose a man as their dictator to dictate what they should believe and how they should believe, rather than just going strictly to God. This is why they are all cursed and their minds are blinded. Understand that the minds of all these people who follow him, they are all blinded. And that's a curse.
To destroy so that a new birth can be brought into existence. So it's not destruction for the sake of destruction. It is destruction to remove the old order and make way for the new order. It is destruction to get rid of the old order and make way for the new order. So how does this relate to February the 22nd of 2022?
Please tell us.
Now, because Pluto is so slow of a planet, it's the slowest,
148
it's
years
the most deliberate
to orbit
of the planets. Pluto return only happens once every 248 years.
248.
America was born.
I gotta look it up.
On July the 4th, 1776, on the backs of enslaved Africans. I said America was born on July the 4th, 1776, on the backs of enslaved Africans. A hypocritical document written by a hypocritical politician, Thomas Jefferson. A hypocritical document known as the Declaration of Independence was written by a hypocritical politician Thomas Jefferson gave birth to this country. So the first time that the
You know what? I always wonder why we don't go at the Constitution because it's so outdated, so old, and so non-relevant. But we continue to hold to it that we don't push for a new Constitution to to understand what's going on in the modern day, to recognize what's going on in the modern day. We don't push for that. We don't really push for anything, to be honest, though. I mean, I'm going to talk about this tomorrow with my Saturday um podcast, and it'll be on YouTube also. But we don't really push for anything. So let's continue.
planet Pluto, the first time that the planet Pluto returns to the exact position it was in when America was founded. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand what I'm saying. On February the 22nd of 2022, Black History Month, February 22nd of 2022, the planet Pluto will return to the exact location it was when America was founded.
Oh my goodness.
Think about that.
America was founded
1776 to 1876, 1876 to 1976, 86, 96, 06, 16 is 40. 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 246 years later. 246 years later, almost the exact amount of time we were enslaved by this government. Almost the exact amount of time that we were enslaved by this government. Pluto is coming. Orisha Oya is returning in the cycle of destroy and rebuild back to America. Pluto is the planet of karma. Pluto is the planet that you reap what you sow. So if Pluto is returning to America, we just had the year of return 3 years ago. We just had.
Now, understand this. When a planet orbits, it doesn't return to a specific country. When it orbits around the Earth. You can't determine that it's right over this particular country at this particular time and date. But this man seems to think that this orbit of Pluto, controlled by some god or Risha Yua, is going to defeat white supremacy for all of black people. And some of you guys will listen to this and think this is normal behavior, that this is a showing of intelligence, when it's absolute delusion. It's beyond delusion, if you really ask me. It's psychopathic. It's stupidity. It's idiocy. This man is the very man who these people are donating to get up a project to lead their children. And this is what you're going to get when he's speaking in a school that doesn't exist and will never exist, but even by some stretch of the imagination that it did. This is the teaching that you would get. And sad to say, many will be okay with this. And that's why they will forever have no success in life. Because they are cursed. And they bring these curses upon themselves.
At the year of return 3 years ago, if Pluto is returning to the exact place it was when this hypocritical country was founded, and Orisha Oya is an Orisha of war. She is an Orisha of war. She is an Orisha of retribution. She is an Orisha that comes to destroy what is fake, what is false. She comes to destroy the lie in order to make way for the truth. This is what I believe it means. This is what I believe the Pluto return.
So it's not the Christ, it's not God, it's not Allah, but it's Orishua, this god of a planet Pluto that is going to make everything's right with black Americans. I hope you'll hear me. I really hope you're hearing me, and I hope you're hearing him. This is going to make everything right with Black America. That a planet called Pluto is orbiting and coming to orbit of Earth, and that is what's going to cause white supremacy to fall. This is what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like to me when I hear it go in my ear.
First of all, we must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection. If I may retain my liquids here for one moment, I'd like to continue the redundance of my quote unquote intestinal tract, because to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumcise the revelation that reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the Jericho's activation. Do not misinterpret the chauvinistically and the United Negro Scholarship Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to develop without help. Allow me to expose my colon once again. The ramification inflicted on the incision placed within the fallopian cavities serves to be holistic, taken from the Latin word jalapeno.
That's what it sounds like to me. And that's what it sounds like to me. How about you?
For the United States of America means 246 years later. Pluto return means that there will be a spiritual vortex opened in the universe. There will be a spiritual vortex opened in the universe. Our ancestors, the divinities, Almighty Supreme Conscious, the one and
Now our ancestors are on the planet of Pluto, and they're going to bring the planet of Pluto into its orbit so that it can match with the years that he says that in 1776 that when the United States was built, even though it was before that, but let's stick with what he says. And our ancestors in control of this planet, and it's going to make everything right and destroy white supremacy, and black people will be back on top. If you don't see this as an issue, that somebody on fucking drugs will only say this, then there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you if you listen to this. Not only believe it, but that you will continue to follow such a clown who is, you know what? When I look at life, I'm an observer of people. I love to sit around and observe people and see why people do things and see what's in their mind to do the things that they do. I've always loved that. That was used to be a hobby of mine when I was even younger. I just observe people to see why human beings do the things that they do and try to understand it further and more. I mean, it's not just why I got a degree in psychology with my BA, among other things, but I genuinely wanted to understand human beings. And when I listen to this brother, because he's still a brother of mine and yours, can't take that away. Regardless of what a brother of ours are going through, he's still our brother. But when I listen to this, it's it's hard because I know that when I say normal people, I mean that people with basic foundational understanding of the world and the world around them and how they speak and see things, this man does not. This man does not see anything in clarity. I don't know how he sees things because if I did, I would break it down right here and now. I understand some things, but there are some things that are just far off from even me understanding when I observe this brother. 9 times out of 10, when someone goes this far out, there's usually some type of substance, but I can't say that that's what it is because I don't know. I'm not around them. But I'm saying that from what I understand from people, normally when they talk this way, there's some type of substance that's involved. Once again, that I do not know. That is not factual because I do not know it. I cannot confirm it. But from my observation of people in general, that's normally what it comes down to. This brother can believe totally what he believes. That would make him insane. And Jim Jones, which is his counterpart, is insane or was insane. So therefore, if he have followers, then you have to consider them maybe they're insane or delusional or blinded. But like I said, God blinds the minds of people who desire to follow men. And these people are followers of men. They're not followers of God. Even if they use his name, they're not followers of God. They're followers of men. And that's why he blinds the mind of all who determine to follow men, even when it leads them to the pit of hell and they see that it's coming. Brother's no savior. He's no anything. He's not even done anything. He's not built anything. He's not qualified to build anything. He's only qualified to run his mouth and ask for cash app and PayPal donations. You see, that's where we go wrong as a community. Because we don't say, hey, yes, you're doing this, but what am I going to get back out of it? What can I get guaranteed to be guaranteed some type of guarantee that if you do this, what do I get back? He's telling you, hey, donate to me, and if this dream do happen, which it won't, then you're going to have to pay even more money for your kids to come to school. Not free. It's not free. You're the ones who built it. You're the ones who put the money in because he's not doing anything. So you're putting your money into it, but you're not getting anything free out of it. He's not saying that, hey, build this building, build this school, and it will be free education is what we need for our children. No, he's saying that build it for me, pay your money, and then after that, I'm gonna charge you even more money to bring your kids to here. First of all, like I said, this will never happen because the school's never going to be open. Even by some long stretch of imagination that he hit the lottery for $1 gazillion, because that's what it would take, 1 gazillion, for him to put $1 million into it. Because Umar would just run away with it. So it would have to be $1 gazillion, not $100 million, $1 gazillion, where he could see, which is factually will be 1 cent to the average person, and throw it to open it. But you want this brother teaching your kids? This brother has not been able to show you how to hold together a home with a husband, wife, and children. That's the only family that counts. This family doesn't exist without a father, mother, and children. Without that, it's not a family. So this brother here is not able to show you as an example a family, but he tells you, but yet his identity is to go out and have sex with as many single moms and not marry anybody and spend people monies who donate to him. This is your leader, and this is who you follow. You deserve every every tribulation that's going on in your life. Whatever God feels about you, that I can't speak. What I can say, he hates everything that you're doing. And he will not bless it. He will continue to curse you and allow curses to fall upon you. Whether you believe in a hot spirit, I don't know what God you believe in. Doesn't matter. Nothing good has come out of this. And if nothing good has come out of this, you're continuing in this as an enabler instead of getting this man some help, then you're bringing these curses upon yourself, and not only upon yourself, but your children's and your children's children's. But you're bringing these curses on your family, your household. You're doing this. No one else is forcing you. You're doing it. So God is saying that, okay, so this is what you want. So this is what I'm going to allow to happen to you. And He will never allow anything to turn out right in your life. You will have nothing but turmoil in your life because you follow a delusional, sick man instead of forcing them to get help.
Only God will open up a spiritual vortex for African people.
What God is He talking about? Because whatever God He's talking about is not the God of the Bible. It's not Allah. So ask Him, what God are you speaking about? Because everything that you're saying is anti-God, anti-Allah. So what God are you speaking about? Ancestral gods? Who? No man is no God. But if you believe that, then make that clear.
Not just in America, because the United States of America has played a role in the oppression of all African people. Let me say that again. The United States of America has played a role in the oppression of all African people. The USA was represented at the 1884 Berlin Conference. The United States was represented at the Berlin Conference. The United States, the CIA, helped the apartheid government track down Nelson Mandela. The U.S. government ordered the assassination of Patrice Lumumba. The U.S. government keeps Haiti in the situation Haitian brothers and sisters are in. So this Pluto return is not just...
When he's talking about the Berlin Conference, look it up, because that had a lot to do with the continent of Africa and how they were divvying up the land that didn't belong to them and wanted to conquer it. But it goes back into Ethiopia was never colonized. First of all, that's where all of mankind was born out of, Ethiopia. That's where the scriptures, when written, were back to, the originals, and they still remain there. So Ethiopia cannot be colonized. But like I said, that's another story, another day. I don't want to get into a lot of aspects of it. Just look it up if you're interested. But this brother clearly don't really understand history. I used to think that he understood history, but the more and more I hear him talk, I don't think he really understands much. It's like he just watch a couple YouTube clips and he just goes off at the mouth, and that's about it.
For the American African, it is for Africans globally. I believe that African people, if we are serious, the universe is going to give us a chance to overcome white supremacy. I'm going to say it again. The year of the tiger, the year of the tiger, the eye of the tiger, the universe has returned for Black people to stand up and overthrow white supremacy. God is not going to do it for us. The ancestors are not going to do it for us. The Loas, the Abusums, the Netters, the spirit gods, the angels, they're not going to do it for us.
Okay, so at one moment he's saying that this god of his, of Pluto, is maneuvering these things that she or he is going to do it for us. Now, God is not going to do it for us. I mean, I don't know which one is it. Is his God that he's talking about that's moving the planet Pluto going to do it for us, or are we going to have to do it? I mean, without the strength, without God's strength, we can't do anything. But like I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we do. We're going to be held accountable for what we do and the effort that we put in. But this system of things will not be dealt with until the Lord returns, if you're a believer. If not, then it's another thing. But he's saying that God is not in it. Allah is not in it. Anything, nobody's in it. Ancestors not in it. We're going to have to do it for ourselves without their strength. I don't know if that's what he's saying, but it seems like it. But at the end of the day, that's why in the book of Jeremiah says, by my might, by my strength. Without without praying for strength and acting on it, because we have the tendencies to pray for things that we want, but we don't have the tendencies to act on anything. And that's why God doesn't give us an ear. He just it's like he turns a deaf ear to us because we don't really act on anything. We just talk. We say we're in prayer, this, then the other, man. That's not going to get anywhere. Does it take prayer? Yes. It takes action equally. Without that, we're going to be stuck in the same situation that we're in today. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, or even 100 years. Whether this place is around for another 100 years, that's debatable. But we're not going to move from this until we move. And we can't be moving with people who are taking donations. We have to move with people who are trying to be builders, who are out there doing the building work and invest with them. And I'm not just talking about me or whatever project I got going. I'm talking about anybody who's out there and not asking for donations, but asking for investments so we can build our own everything. That's what it takes. Get rid of those who are just asking you to donate constantly. They're just playing word games with you, just so they could get what they could get out of your pockets. But when they're on a hook to give you something back for what you put in, that's when it gets real. And if most of us understood that, we'd be so much better off. But that's just what it's going to take.
We have to do the work. We have to do the work. But I'm telling you that the Creator, Supreme Consciousness, the Almighty I Am of all that is giving Black people a chance to overthrow white supremacy once and for all. We're being given a chance to overthrow white supremacy once and for all. Pluto return. This is a chance for us to finally throw off the shackles of oppression, brothers and sisters. Our time is now. Our time is now. Our time is now. America has to reckon with her past. Spiritually and universally, America is being forced to reckon with her past this Black History Month, February the 22nd of 2022. You know what that is? 11, 11, 11. Synchronicity. Perfect synchronicity, brothers and sisters. A 2 represents an 11. That is perfect synchronicity. So we got to meditate. We got to pray. We got to fast. We got to plan. We got to organize. We have a chance to fix this, brothers and sisters. We have a chance to fix this, brothers and sisters. We have a chance to fix this. America's
I know you haven't seen Little G in a long time, but I still think it's time you have that talk with him about the birds and the bees. I know you don't know what to say to him, but I still think it's best if it comes from you. Little G!
This is what he's telling his people.
Gonna have that talk with you now, okay?
Who might want to have a talk with y'all? Who might want to have a talk with y'all?
Over here, my little don't be redundant. Now, see, when a man liposucks a woman's mammogram, it is the stimulating expression between lubrication of Q secreting adults. You did?
Yeah. A full trick. Chitty chitty bang bang for a trust of money.
And that's just what his supporters sound like. They sound just like him, man. Delusional clowns. Oh my goodness. This. I mean, I never thought that there'd be a day. I mean, even when I was younger, I spent more than a decade back in West Africa. When I came back here early last year, even a year before, right before Corona hit, and then we bounced back out. But coming back here early last year, I never thought I would see our people in such a bad place. Actually, when I left, I thought that, oh, I would come back and we would have progress so much more. And in actuality, we went back so much further into past history. Look at the people who we are following. That tells us all we need to know, that there is no hope as it stands right now. But there can be hope. Hope is on the horizon only if we decide to turn it around. Turn the TV off, turn off the social media, start to plan, plot, and strategize. That's what it's going to take. It's not going to take somebody talking about the planet Pluto and Pluto arriving and it's going to be orbiting over the United States and it will defeat white supremacy. I mean, come on, man. This guy is sick. He's sick. He needs help. Come on, this it can't be this bad, but unfortunately, it seems to be this bad. And as long as y'all continue to be enablers, y'all guilty of the same sins, and y'all be judged at judgment for the same sins when that lake of fire comes for you, then you have no one else to blame but yourself. Because God is not going to judge you off what Umar Johnson, Jim Jones Johnson says. He's going to judge you for following him. He's going to say, I gave you your own mind, but you decided not to use it. You decided to follow into this path of destruction. I didn't force you to. You have free will, free mind to do whatever it is that I asked of you to do. You chose not to do it. You chose to follow in the path steps of this psychopath. So therefore, this is your judgment for eternity. And there's not any way that you could turn it around. You can't go back and do a do-over. But this is where you stand today. If this is what it is, then this is what it shall be. I feel for you people in a way, but at the same time, I know there should be no sympathy because, like I said, you're not forced to do this, and you're doing this out of your own free will. So this is what you deserve.
Roost. America's karma has come home to roost. DeSoto, Texas, I will see you Saturday. DeSoto, Texas, I will see you Saturday. Shreveport, Louisiana.
No, that's enough. Anyway, this is tonight's episode, sitting here Friday, January 28th, 2022. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and hope to see you guys tomorrow night. Oh, we got some. I've been doing something. I've been watching a lot of videos, trying to come up with a new thing. The baby has been getting taken care of because the wife is like she's breastfeeding, so she's been so worn out, but she like we can still do the videos. I'm like, no, let's come up with a new thing. So I found one, and we're gonna practice it tomorrow, and I'll upload it. You guys tell me what you think, but starting next Friday, we're gonna do the actual event, and we're gonna have girls from all over the continent of Africa calling in to get their stories and their interpretations of what's going on, not just in Black America, but their own lives and what it is they desire, whether for a relationship and a Black American or an African. So we're actually going to change course a little bit, but we're going to change themes dramatically. And I think you guys are going to love the concept that I just came up with because I've been working on it. I've been thinking about it, and besides work, come home to cook every day, and clean, do the grocery shopping and laundry, and spend the time with the baby, spend the time with the wife. It's not been that easy, but I was finally able to come up with a new concept that I think would grab a lot of people's attention. So I want you guys to tune in tomorrow, but also tomorrow's is going to be like a footnote or an example of what's starting off next Friday. So like I said, I want you guys to tune in, and if you like the new thing, let me know. All right, for that, just peace out. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, the podcast. And you can always hit us up. Excuse me. You can always listen to us on the podcast anywhere you get your podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and once again, anywhere that you get your podcast at the Marion Ghana Show. All right. Love you. Peace out.